Okay, so we've just finished up watching the Battlefront 2 announcement on Celebration, and we just kind of wanted to sort of share our thoughts on it. It was epic, to be honest. I actually,
Oh, it was
I,
amazing, and
yeah,
it's going to be such a good thing. We've got like a proper campaign campaign story as well.
yeah, like and one that I've got a few notes I wrote down actually. There's a few things I want to actually talk about there because there's some story points in that have already been covered in other media. The guy on the bridge of the Star Destroyer is in a book. The red
Oh,
guy,
okay.
the guy in red.
Yep.
He's called Gallius Rex, and he is the Emperor Palpatine's right hand man, and the person who leads the Empire into what then becomes the First Order.
Ah.
So he at the end of a book called. So if anyone is going to read the book, obviously spoiler alert, but at the end of Empire's End, the contingency plan that Emperor Palpatine puts together, whereas everyone has to go to the unknown regions, he is the person that sort of puts that into place. He's the one that's on Jakku and sets off all the chain reactions and stuff that basically gets Jakku to where it is now, because it's actually a sort of a base or a jump off point into the unknown regions, and they kind of use it for various sort of experiments and stuff. And it's quite a nasty place actually. It kind of reminds me a lot of sort of Nazi Germany, to be honest.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not nice. But yeah,
No.
his role in it is basically as trying to carry out the Emperor's plans, and he's a very big part of the sort of the Imperial downfall in terms of how they actually. So the idea is that the Empire could have carried on without Palpatine, but he doesn't want it to. He wants the case to be that once the King is taken, the chessboard falls apart, sort of thing. So it's checkmate. The Empire can't continue after that.
No.
And that's basically how it works. So yeah, he just goes around destroying everything that the Empire built and basically just sort of leaving it in ruin, and then going off and attempting to fund the First Order, but he doesn't end up doing it in the end because he's killed off. But yeah, that's basically the point. But he's obviously in that. But I mean, he's very. There's no images of him, I don't think, but he's very much described as the character that you see in that trailer. So I think that he's going to play quite a big
Oh,
part of it.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, campaign. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Inferno Squad or Infernal Squadron, isn't it?
Yes.
And the
Yeah.
book that comes out was it 25th
Yeah,
of
they
July?
yes, they did this last time with Twilight Company, didn't they? With the last Battlefront game. They released a book called
Oh,
Battlefront.
did they? I didn't know
Yes,
that.
they did. Yeah, it was called Twilight Company. So they're kind of doing the same thing with this, but obviously the difference being this is going to be more story based.
Yes.
And I probably will pick this one up. I didn't pick up Battlefront. Oh no, I did. Sorry, I have got it. Apologise, I have got that
Ah,
book. I just haven't read it yet.
I really think I might get this book.
Yeah, it looks
Oh
really
my God.
good. It does look really good. Slightly off kilter. Have you seen there's a Phasma book coming out?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, there's someone's writing a Phasma book. I know how much you love her. Show everyone the mug. There it
It's
is.
my
There
Captain
it is,
Phasma.
people. Yeah.
I'll be getting that then, definitely. I do. Oh, hold on. I also have. Where are you? Oh, I have. Yeah. Oh, I know. She's fallen over. She's drunk. So I
Uh,
have my little
Phasma bobblehead.
bobblehead one,
Yeah.
but I have two bobbleheads as well.
You have another bobblehead.
Yeah, I have a special.
Oh, hello. She's disassembling her
I
entire.
have, and my Poe Dameron X-wing just fallen on the floor.
Oh
So
no.
this is my special, actual shiny one. If you can see it.
Yeah. Very nice. But yes, there's a Phasma book coming out. There wasn't really much information given on it, but apparently it takes place on the run up to The Last Jedi. So I know what that means. It's going to cover Force Awakens as
Oh,
well.
oh,
But yeah. As we can all see, Emma is a massive Phasma fan.
yeah.
So, okay, so there was a lot of stuff they announced with this. They didn't hold anything back. Even the sort of host was quite surprised by how much they had to sort of give, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they kind of kicked off with a trailer almost instantaneously as well. Kind of just this is what it is. And what I quite liked was that the leaked trailer that they had a few days ago that was amazing anyway. Clearly was actually not leaked. I think that was intentionally put out on there.
I think it was because it's
It's like a very sort of truncated version of
yeah.
the actual trailer they put out today, which is a really good trailer.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, so the main sort of points, we're getting a campaign, we're getting multiple eras, we're getting a huge amount of content, like in
Oh,
terms of
and
planets and
you're not just going to have your heroes as in like characters like Luke and Darth Vader and that. You're
Mhm.
actually going to have hero like um, your spacecrafts and things like that. It's so much more.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like you can. It it seems to it seems to sound a little bit more like the older Battlefront game, but I'm not sure yet. What I mean by that is the obviously this is about classes. So obviously, if everyone remembers the old Battlefront game, you had the list, the menu that you used to use to basically choose what class you're going to be, and then as you got further through the game, you unlocked more classes by getting kills. So, for instance, if you're playing as well, I mean, there's a lot of mods that kind of went a bit further, but in the original game, if you're playing as, for instance, the droid army, you would unlock the droidicars and the magna droids and stuff like that. You'd unlock them as you went.
Yeah,
But the difference being here, I don't know whether you carry that on into the next game, because with that one, it was a game based system. So you'd unlock those units in that game, but then when you moved on to the next game, you'd go back to square one again. So you didn't keep those kills; you had to unlock them. So it meant that all the bigger, more heavier units wouldn't come into the game until quite late on. If you're playing online, like people would have to get a good amount of kills before they start appearing. So the initial sort of maybe 5 minutes of a match would be very basic units that would then slowly get more and more intense. So I think that may be potentially where they're going, but I was quite surprised because I actually expected them to have some gameplay stuff there. They kept that quite vague.
yeah. Considering it's going to be out November,
Yeah, they kept
I
it
would
quite
have thought there
vague.
might have been something.
I'm assuming it'll be left for E3 now. I mean, obviously this isn't a gaming
Yeah,
convention.
no, it's not.
That's the main sort of difference. So I'm assuming that that'll be shown at E3. I think
I hope
gameplay.
so.
I want some gameplay.
Oh, can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So space battles.
Oh,
I was quite amazed by like sort of the detail they'd gone into with the space battles by the look of it. And they said it was quite a big part of the process of building the game as
yes.
well. They had a whole place, like a whole system, or sorry, a whole unit devoted entirely to building it. Um, so it sounds like they're going to have capital to capital ship battles. I don't know whether that's going to mean they're going to just be fighting as like a background piece though.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of what they did on the old game. Like they just kind of had like a Star Destroyer and a just two ships sort of side by side, and you'd leave the hangar and you'd fight the other team and try and disable their capital ship. But they actually didn't do anything themselves. They just kind of just fired a few laser bolts and just kind of sat there looking pretty. So I wonder if they'll be a bit more involved this time around.
I'm on the Battlefront website. It literally just says for space battles. It's all they've got is wage war in spectacular space battle scenarios,
Yeah.
weave between asteroids, fly across Imperial dockyards, take down massive capital ships, and pilot renowned craft like the Millennium Falcon or Luke Skywalker's X-Wing
Hmm.
in exciting dogfights up to 24 players.
Okay, 24 players. How many do they currently have on space? It's not that many, is it? That's
No.
12 per faction. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, I would
Is it not
say
a
it's
10
probably,
v 10? I think at the moment. I think it's 10 v 10. So they've upped it by 4. I kind of maybe expected more, but that's.
yeah.
But then I suppose it depends on. It's going to depend on two things. The first thing is going to be, like how intense the battles are. So if you have got capital ships, how close they are, and if there's not a lot of free space, then 24
Yeah.
ships will feel like a lot.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is going to be whether they're actually going to be bots, because obviously in the current Battlefront game it's 10 v 10, but there's also 10 bots on each team as well.
There is, yeah.
So if you add that into the equation, then it could be quite a big battle. So we'll have to see. That's intriguing. Does it say anything about single play, like ground campaign? Have the limit on that? Because obviously Battlefield 1 is currently sat at 64 players as the upper limit of what you can play as online. And I'm intrigued to know if they'll go that far Battlefront, because I feel like it needs it potentially, especially with them adding more
It
vehicles.
says here, join up to 40 players in massive multiplayer fights in authentic locations across all areas.
Okay, so they haven't upped the limit on that then.
No.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how
Yeah.
it works.
I suppose it's And
the
also, it's what can their servers handle as well, and things like that.
Yeah, I mean the thing is the like the current Battlefront, the 40 players on the map feels really intense when you
Yeah.
have a map like, for instance, Cloud City, or something that you have these sort of bottlenecks
Yes.
where like 40 people fighting feels like 1,000 people fighting because it's just insane and everyone's spawning constantly, so it's a never-ending stream of people and it just feels huge. Whereas on like Hoth, for instance, it can get intense when you get into the tunnels. So it's like on like
Yes.
beta outposts, when you get into the actual into the hangars and you're in the tunnels, like those fights can be incredible. But when you're out in the open with the AT-ATs, it feels very much. It doesn't feel like a huge fight. It does feel very much like a skirmish. I was kind of hoping they go more towards the bigger battles on this, but maybe not. I mean, I'm being a bit entitled here, to be honest, because they gave us a lot. In
They
all
did.
fairness,
They did.
they did
Considering
give
this
us a hell of a
isn't
lot.
the games, this is just Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah,
They did give us
yeah.
a lot of information.
They gave us a hell of a lot of
Of
information.
yeah.
So there's a massive campaign. There's a space battles, and let's talk about the eras then. So they've said that they're going to have the prequel era, which I'm surprised about.
Yes.
I expected sequel era because obviously that's the current thing, but the fact they're going for prequel era is really surprising.
So yeah, we'll get to play as Darth Maul,
Yes, and
which
Yoda.
could be quite good actually, because he's is he the only one that has the double lightsaber?
Yes, he's the only one with a double blade lightsaber, as far as I'm aware. Um, and also he's quite. I mean,
Yoda as well. He's tiny, so the game. Oh yeah, is he
they
going to do a
did.
lot of jumping like
They
he did
did
for the
that.
prequels?
It's not the first time I've done it because he was in the original Battlefront games. And I mean, he was quite jumpy. That's kind of how they made it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to work this because obviously they were saying about how things are interchangeable. So obviously they've kind of got a ranking system for each of them that are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
So you'll have like a Stormtrooper variant, and you'll have a Clone Trooper variant, and you'll have a First Order Trooper variant that all sit in the same sort of area. I'm intrigued to know how it's going to work in terms of heroes though, because as we all know, the prequels are much more intense, in terms of lightsaber battles, for instance.
Yes.
So, like, you have your Vaders and your Lukes in the original trilogy, and you have your Reys and your Kylo Rens, and their fighting is still. They obviously the sequel trilogy tried to copy the original trilogy and being quite clunky, and like when they wield their swords, they look like actual swords. Whereas prequel era, they basically danced, to be honest, around each other. They actually
did, yeah.
Yeah, they looked like they weren't trying to hit each other most of the time. So-
Especially the whole the Phantom Menace, wasn't it? Yeah, the Phantom Menace. That when you had Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, and that was like a dancing display, wasn't it? The way they were fighting
yeah,
all
it
three of them.
was. Yeah, it was just like showing off half the time.
Yeah,
So I'm intrigued to know how they play that in this, like how far they'll go with the whole sort of
I hope that it's not going to be a lot. It's a standard how they fight everyone with a lightsaber, and it's all going to be the same. It's almost like you just got a different skin.
Yeah, I don't want that. I
don't want that.
Yeah,
They're
I
gonna
want a
have
bit
their
of
own
character
individual-
in there. But it sounds like they have because they were saying about. I mean, did I hear right? Because obviously they said about your personal trooper, you can obviously customize and upgrade. But it definitely sounded like they said your heroes can be the same as well.
That's what I thought as well. That the hero you can upgrade as well, and yeah, that's going to be so cool. That is, if you could do that.
Yeah, like, it makes you
How-
wonder. Yeah, it's gonna be like. I mean, you can upgrade Darth Maul to be even more deadly than he is at the beginning of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine if you spent all your time plowing everything into Darth Maul and then like you get to play him on a map and you just obliterate everyone?
That'd be so cool.
Like, yeah, like people would know what hit him, and then vice versa. But they also said that your squad can get enough upgrades to be able to go toe to toe with something like that as well, which would be pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming.
I think it's gonna make the game more because when I play Battlefront, it's like, oh, I'll play it for a little bit and then I'll come off.
It
But
sounds like
if
they're
this is gonna make you want to play for a longer period.
Yes, yeah, they're trying to add a bit of longevity to it. I think.
Yes.
Not just in terms of like how because people are still playing Battlefront now and it's still
Oh,
the service
yeah.
is still full, but I think the main issue is more like each particular play session. Like after maybe half an hour to an hour of Battlefront, I tend to just switch off a little bit.
I do. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do the same.
I mean, like we spent how long on Battlefield 1 the other day, and to be fair, the only reason we finished was because we realised. But I mean, we almost forgot we were streaming.
Yeah.
So we finished it because
It
we
was
realised,
literally.
yeah, we realised that people were probably bored to death of watching us do
Yeah,
this.
we forgot that we are streaming. It's not just friends playing how we'd be like anyway
Yeah,
when we're not
exactly.
streaming.
So
But
the
yeah.
reason we finished it, and that, I mean, I could have gone on playing that all night, and that's
Oh
something I never
yeah,
really.
that was so good.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping this is what they go with Battlefront. I mean, Battlefield 1 came out after Battlefront, the first one, so they kind of had, like, I mean, in terms of balancing the feedback from it, I'm hoping they have taken a lot of things from Battlefield. I know them trying to keep them separate games, but ultimately,
Yeah.
Battlefield is one of the best games they've ever released, like Battlefield 1. If they
Oh,
take
yes.
little pointers out of that to, I mean, for instance, the operations that we were playing, like that whole game mode of operations, it's just amazing.
Oh, it is.
And could you imagine? I mean, they've tried to do it in Battlefront. Obviously, you've got the battle stations where you go from space to the Death Star to the
Yes.
trench run, and they tried little bits like that.
They did.
But could you imagine if they did that as, for instance, the Battle of Scarif? So you play on the ground, and then you do the space battle, and then you play like the last bit of the ground battle, and then you play the corridor or something.
Oh, that would be so good.
I mean, I mean, me and Tom were talking about this the other day. Actually, we were saying about it would be awesome if, for instance, if you'd done the Battle of Scarif, and then the last mission was the corridor mission, and basically it was a case of like the person on the Imperial team that got the most kills got to play as Vader for that one thing. Like, it's like a bonus round.
Wow, that would be
It was like a
cool.
2-minute bonus round where you just obliterated people for 2
Yes.
minutes. Like, and it just gave you a ton of XP, and you were just like, yeah, cool, you won that round, off you go, sort of thing, and that was it. And everyone
Yeah.
else just played as rebels and just kind of had the laugh, try to take out Vader, and like, I mean, potentially they would give you a chance to maybe kill him, but it would be almost impossible.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
definitely.
so they could kind of make it so that yes, you get all the XP, but if you get killed, you lose it all, or something like. So they give it a bit of an edge, and the person who kills you gets a ton of XP.
That's the thing, because things in the game, they don't completely follow the films, because you can like the whole thing where where you've got the 3 stages to go through.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do it right, you don't get to the next stage, so it doesn't follow the film. That was it. You've lost.
No, but I mean, obviously, again, if we go back to operations, that worked. That if you didn't get through that stage and you played it
Yep.
again, so the attacking force got a second chance. They just had less men to do it.
Yes.
And the defending force was usually in a really. I mean, we were in that one game we played on Battlefield 1. We were in a really bad place. I mean, we won the game and everyone was celebrating, and then when it came back, we realised we had like 2 checkpoints out of the 8 that we had on the map, and the other team had a armoured train and all of their reinforcements back.
Yeah, we could have done with that train.
So, I mean, if they play it similar to that, I mean, for instance, if you're playing on a map and the Imperials lose on an offensive, and then when they come back for the second round, an Imperial Star Destroyer turns up and starts blowing the hell out of everyone,
My God.
or a bunch of AT-ATs turn up and start decimating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to play this sort of thing into the same kind of thing, into the same hands. So I'm kind of hoping they go down that route.
It'd be nice not just to have the attacks and things like just in specific places.
Yeah. It'd be nice. It'd be very
Yeah,
nice.
it would. I can't wait to play as Kylo Ren and have a temper tantrum.
I hope he has a special ability that's called the temper tantrum.
Oh, I hope so.
It just makes him invulnerable for like 30
He's
seconds and he
like-
just kills everyone.
an emo, isn't he?
Okay, so we've been on about 20 minutes now, so I want to kind of leave it at the moment. So, final thoughts. What do you think? Final thoughts.
Oh, I can't wait. I am so excited for this. Even more, I think I'm more excited for this than I was for Battlefront, because there's more things you can do, and all the leveling up you can do for all sorts of stuff. There's going to be hero crafts and your hero like Kylo Ren. I'm just so excited.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah. Oh, the only thing, I don't know I'm not sure if I like this. Like this whole pre-order bonus they said about.
Uh-huh.
So to get the Last Jedi heroes, you have to pre-order them.
Yeah, they love their pre-orders,
Yeah.
though, don't they? They do.
And also,
It's a
if
very
you
EA
pre-order, you get not only the in-game rewards, you get the chance to dive into the game before it's released worldwide.
Okay, guys. So so that's kind of it. My final thoughts are it looks really promising. It looks a lot better than the last one, like by far. And I'm really hoping that it sort of plays up to all the expectations that fans have got. But it definitely sounds a lot more promising than the last one. The only, obviously, just to be to play devil's advocate though, I was sat doing the same sort of thing when the last one was announced, because that looked amazing at the same time as well. But saying that, judging by the panel, it sounds like they have listened to the fans and made a lot of adjustments to where they were going
did keep
originally.
saying like thanks to like
The feedback.
to us, and all the feedback they've had, which is good that they're a company that will listen.
Well, they've listened, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, to put it in perspective, they got a lot of flack for that game. So feedback basically meant a hell of a lot of crap from the fans.
Yeah.
So, so it's like, thanks for shouting at us for 2 years. Cheers for that. Thanks for joining, guys. And if you like the video, let us know, like and subscribe it.
Please give it a thumbs up. And
this will go up on myself and on Emma's channel as well. So if you could just like and subscribe to both of us, and we'll have more content. And we'll see you next time. But
so may the force be it. I can't even say that right.
Okay.
May the force be with you.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.